All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating ancient blueprint for human society directly from the Bhagavad Gita, specifically verse 4.13. Whether you're already deeply immersed in Eastern philosophy or just brushing up on it, this text offers a highly structured, almost architectural view of how we organize ourselves. We are going to decode this specific verse, along with its commentary, to really understand the divine origin of the four social divisions.
So, here is our roadmap for this explainer. We'll kick things off with the divine social blueprint, move right into qualities and work explained, map out the four divisions, examine the untouched creator, and finally, we'll wrap up with transcending the system.
Okay, Section 1, the divine social blueprint. Let's go ahead and lay the foundation.
We really need to ground ourselves in what the primary text actually says. Bhagavad Gita verse 4.13 states, according to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. Now, what is so absolutely crucial here is the commentary's perspective on this. It explicitly notes that without this specific structure, human society is essentially no different from any other animal society. The whole point of this divine blueprint isn't just to arbitrarily put people into boxes. Not at all. It's actually meant to elevate humanity from a base animal status by giving us a very systematic path for spiritual development.
Which brings us nicely to Section 2, Qualities and Work Explained. Let's look under the hood at the mechanics of this system.
Because this social system, it's not arbitrary. It's actually driven by two highly specific Sanskrit concepts. The first one is guna, which translates to quality, or more specifically, the modes of material nature a person has acquired. You can kind of think of it as your inherent psychological DNA. According to the text, your natural tendency toward a certain lifestyle isn't just a random choice. It's heavily determined by these underlying modes of material nature that you naturally possess.
The second piece of the puzzle is karma. Now, I know we usually hear karma used in everyday conversation to mean some sort of cosmic payback system, right? But here the definition is way more grounded. In this context, karma simply refers to the specific work or action that is associated with one's acquired qualities. So you have your guna, your inherent psychological qualities, and your karma, the actual work or societal role that directly pairs with those qualities. The text is basically describing a system of absolute perfect alignment between who an individual internally is and what they externally do in society. All right, moving on to Section 3, the four divisions. Let's see how the society actually maps out. When you map these qualities and the work together, it brilliantly illustrates four distinct social orders. At the top, we have the brahmanas. They're governed by the mode of goodness and represent the intelligent or intellectual class. Next up are the kshatriyas. They are driven by passion, acting as the administrative or martial class. Then we have the vaishyas, who are situated in a mix of passion and ignorance. They make up the mercantile or business class. And finally, the shudras, who are associated with the mode of ignorance, form the laborer class. The source text makes it exceptionally clear that these divisions strictly align with those specific modes of material nature. It's a completely comprehensive classification of all human endeavor based entirely on those inner qualities we were just talking about.
That leads us right into Section 4, the untouched creator, and what we might call the paradox of action.
Having mapped all of that out, we hit a really fascinating theological pivot. It begs a massive question. How exactly is the creator of this system an unchangeable non-doer? Because in the verse, Lord Krishna literally states he created these divisions, yet he paradoxically insists that you must know him as the non-doer. So how does the architect of the whole system remain completely unaffected by it?
Well, the commentary clears this up beautifully. On one side, you have the conditioned souls. That's us. We form human society. We possess these material modes, and we operate completely inside the system. We are entirely subject to the four divisions. But on the flip side is Lord Krishna. The text explains that he is the creator of everything, yet he's entirely unchangeable. He does not belong to any of these divisions. He sets up the entire framework for human elevation, but he remains completely outside of it, totally untouched by the very material modes that govern human life.
Which brings us to the final, and honestly, the most profound part, Section 5, transcending the system.
Let's peel back this final layer, because here is the ultimate plot twist. The true purpose of this highly structured system isn't actually to just become a perfect worker or a brilliant intellectual. The real goal is to step out of the system entirely. As the verse points out, a person in Krishna consciousness is above even the brahmanas. Why is that? Well, the commentary notes that while the brahmanas are the highest intelligent class, a lot of them only grasp the impersonal manifestation of the absolute truth. Reaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead actually elevates you even further,
letting you transcend that limited intellectual knowledge.
So what does that elevated state actually entail? Embracing this level of consciousness requires a deep, incredibly comprehensive understanding of the divine that goes way beyond just knowing your place in a social hierarchy. It fully embraces knowledge of plenary expansions, meaning it includes forms like Rama, Nrsimha, and Varaha. It represents a deeply personal, intimate understanding of the divine.
And the payoff for this is absolutely massive. You transcend human divisions entirely, because Krishna himself is transcendental to the social divisions. Anyone who fully aligns with him breaks right out of those worldly boundaries. You move beyond your community, beyond your nation, and, incredibly, even beyond your species. The material labels that lock you into a specific role in society, they just fall away completely.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I'm going to leave you with this thought to chew on. Is ultimate freedom found by perfecting our role within society's structure? Finding that perfect alignment of our inherent qualities in our daily work? Or is it ultimately found by transcending those structures entirely? It's a profound balancing act between fulfilling our material roles and seeking ultimate spiritual transcendence. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.